Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hanging With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thank you so much for logging on or tuning in. One more thing, hit subscribe. Actually, two more things. Do that thing like all the kids are doing and smash the bell. Come back over and over again. Get notified whenever we have a new interview. We've got artists, authors, filmmakers, musicians, creative minds of all kinds. We are at the Gallie Artworks Art Festival in the Gallie Art District of Melbourne, Florida. Wow, that's a lot of stuff to say. And right across the street from us is Authors for Authors. We've got all kinds of creative artists out here. We've got woodworkers and painters and authors. It's a fantastic show, and we're hanging out right now with the Hanging With Web Show's favorite children's author, Miss Wanda Luthman. Wanda, thank you so much for coming again. It's been a while this time.
It has been a while,
I think the first year we met, we did like 3 interviews. She had like 3 books out at one time, or all at different times. And now, this is the latest, right?
This is the latest,
we just put this one up in the featured authors program, I know.
Yep.
Sophia, the Christmas Eve Snow Bunny, and the Real Gift. It's a lot to say. Sophia. There you go. Sophia.
Important
there you go.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about Sophia. We'll work backwards to where we were last, okay?
Okay,
So
awesome.
Let's talk about Sophia. This is a good little read for the kids. Great time of year for it. What inspired this story? Tell us a little bit about these characters and what kids can expect.
So I know that bunnies aren't really what people think of when they think of Christmas. They think of reindeers and maybe elves and whatnot. But so she's an all-white bunny, and so she lives in the snow. So she can definitely be part of Christmas. So she's a snow bunny, and turns out she is an orphan. And a lot of children don't know the term orphan. And so an orphan is somebody that doesn't have a mom or a dad.
You know what? I never thought that as time goes on and family dynamics have shifted, I guess, it is kind of an anachronistic word today, isn't it?
Right.
Really, we don't have orphanages anymore.
Right.
We don't really have the proverbial orphan on their own anymore.
Right.
So they have grandparents or foster
somebody
parents.
they go live with.
So yeah.
Right.
So that's neat.
Yeah, so she doesn't get any presents except for the one from Santa. And so she gets a red kite, which is her favorite present. And so Santa asks her to help him deliver presents to the other orphan animals. And so since she knows how good it feels to get something for Christmas, she's the perfect one to do that. So that is how she becomes the Christmas Eve Snow Bunny.
That is awesome. And by the way, YouTube, we know how you are. So this is a children's snow bunny. I don't want to hear anything about your snow bunnies on YouTube. Don't tell me anything about that. This is a Christmas snow bunny for kids, okay?
That's right, that's right.
I love this. I love the messaging in this for Christmas. As a multiple parent, you've met all of our crew at one time or another, and this is Michael's now 8, and the Santa Claus concept has become one of those more and more we have to explain it every year things, because of course he's getting older.
Right.
He's figuring things out.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And what I like to tell people is one of the most important messages of the holiday and the reason that Santa Claus truly exists, aside from its commercial uses, is that this is anonymity in giving.
Right.
This gives us the ability to give without expecting. And you, as parents, we spend our lives telling our children, please and thank you notes, and we, teaching good manners. One day a year, they get to rip those papers off, throw them on the floor, and not have to worry about who do I say thank you to. There's no reward for you and me.
Right.
It's just about them. And for that moment in time, there's something to be said for anonymity in giving. And Santa Claus is that universal thing that we all allow ourselves to step away from our own desires. Because we all like to be praised.
Right. Yes.
Good book and good show, and we want to be praised. But on that day, it's about watching them open the present
and making them happy.
She gets that lesson, from Santa Claus himself. She gets that lesson that it is sometimes more rewarding to just give and to be anonymous and to be the snow bunny. Just leave that present behind and watch as they light up.
Yep.
It's a wonderful, wonderful lesson for children, and you do that a lot in your books. All of your books have a message and something.
Yes, they do.
You had another one out we had up on our website just before this, though. Frankie,
Yeah.
I think, had another book.
Yes, Frankie.
Yes.
So it's actually Frankie number 3.
Frankie number 3. Frankie the Flamingo, by the way, guys.
Yep, Frankie the Flamingo.
Yes.
Yep. And so Frankie number 3, it's Frankie the friendly flamingo this time.
This is the most illiterate, not illiterate, illiterate children's writer you'll ever meet. Frankie the friendly flamingo. Before that, he was Frankie the
middle one is Frankie the thirsty flamingo, which didn't
work at all.
No.
It's just, but you loved it.
But we had to do thirsty because he was looking for something to drink. But
Yep.
the original one was Frankie the finicky
flamingo, and now he's the friendly flamingo.
Yeah.
Okay, Frankie's been on quite a journey.
Yes.
Yes. So what makes Frankie friendly? Wow, I'm doing it now. Okay, so Frankie is now friendly.
Yes.
How did he get there?
So he's always been friendly.
Yes.
But in this, there's a mean bird picking on a little bird, and so sort of an anti-bullying book. But Frankie comes along and helps the mean bird realize that that's not a good way to be.
We do spend a lot of time today, and anti-bullying is a huge thing.
Huge.
Especially on the internet today.
Yes.
Where we live on the internet. This is where we live, and the internet is a place where anonymity has worked exactly counterpoint.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
Anonymity has made people bolder.
Yes.
And sometimes meaner.
Meaner,
And
yeah, because
so-
they feel like nobody's going to know, or they can't do anything to them.
And we spend a lot of time talking about people who are on the receiving end of bullying, and it is important to lift people up,
Yeah.
and to let them know that they can be strong and that it's okay to be themselves. But it's important that we talk to people on the giving end of bullying too,
Yep.
because most of the time we find out that people who become bullies or are bullies, either they don't realize what they're
Right.
doing, or they're coming from an environment where they've been the victim in that scenario. And so it's interesting that you chose to. Frankie's lesson here isn't for the bullied; it's for the bully.
Right. Yeah.
It's to tell the bully
To be friendly.
to be friendly, to be better,
Yeah.
to be a better person. And I mean, that's that's one of the things I love about your books is they're short and they're great reads for kids. Michael has enjoyed all of the books that he's read of yours.
Thank you.
And what's really wonderful about them is that they touch on things for children that we're going to be teaching them for their whole lives.
Yeah.
Literature, when they get older, will have the same messaging, the same content in a more grown-up fashion. And
Right.
that's what literature is about, becoming our better selves. Whether you're, after these kids grow up and when they pick up their first Dickens book and they learn how to be a better version of yourself. And when it's Christmas and they go from Sophia to Scrooge, and they'll learn how Scrooge learns to be a better version of himself.
Right.
And so, this is now how many books is this now? This one, it's
So
3 Frankies, and
I
then
actually, Birdie, and then Sophia, and then I have the Halloween book, Haley,
yeah.
the Halloween cat, and then I have the 3 chapter books. But then I also have a book in an anthology, and that's a mermaid and a genie.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Very
that's
cool.
9.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when we first talked many years ago now at Authors for Authors, I think is where we
Yeah,
first
that's
talked.
where I
Yes.
first met you.
And we were talking about the Lilac Princess.
Yes,
I
you
get the
got
title.
it.
It's I could see the cover, the castle cover in my head.
Yes, yep.
And that was one of your early ones.
It was my very first one.
And we talked about getting into children's writing. Now some 9 books later, and I know kids are loving it. You get to interact with a lot of the kids.
Yep.
Which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
When I interact with readers at the table, sometimes it's they're adults and they're the themes are all grown up or whatever. But it's so fun to see how kids react to what you've got to do.
Yeah.
So that was the beginning of your journey. Here we are, 9 books in.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Are you just are you even more impassioned now than you were then?
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure. The first one was fabulous. It was neat to see your idea come to be a real book and hold that and share it with the world and see what they think. But as I go through more books and the positive messages and seeing that, like yesterday I was in elementary school and I read this book to them, and what Sophia learns is the real gift is in the giving. right? Which is what we were talking
Yes,
about.
ma'am.
And the children had just been through a lesson about being charitable. And they were bringing in like canned food and stuff for St. Jude's.
Awesome.
And so it just, I don't know, blows me away and blesses my socks off that my book can be a part of really getting into their psyche, so that they love the character and then they get that message and then that's what they want to do.
That's awesome. It really is, and again, so rewarding that you can see that in real time.
Yeah.
This is not a, hey, take this home and
Right.
whatever. This is something you can work through in class. It's something you can read to them aloud, and they can feel the messaging in real time. And then you can sit and watch as their lesson unfolds in front of them about giving and charitability and wow.
Yeah.
And being a part of that now, 9 books in, and all of the positive messages that you put out. You get to talk to a lot of kids. What are kids thinking? How are kids reacting to the books?
Well, they love them.
Further into your,
I was blown away. Last night, I had a student actually find my little Sophia book trailer on YouTube, and she messaged me, "Hi, I'm so and so from so and so's class today." And so, I'm always cautious about talking to a child on social media. And I said, "Hi, good. I enjoyed being at the class today, whatever." And so fortunately, the dad said, "Hey, she's on my, account
Okay.
and blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Good. I'm glad to know there's an adult,
Yes.
supervising this and all that."
Yes.
Because I think that's really important to be
It
careful.
is, and
but
of course we have
for her to remember to go home and look up, I didn't even tell her I had a YouTube, so I mean, that was really
This
cool.
is the world they live in. We're constantly, and of course, we have Art Michael, we have Cosplay Michael, who is our midlife baby. So we are getting to see. We must have looked like idiots when our older kids were younger, because we are getting to see in real time now
Yep.
And so, but it's the world they live in. They go home. They have iPods and iPads, and they can scroll and. They look things up on YouTube. I'm constantly listening to what's going on YouTube, so I know what I'll be explaining tomorrow.
Right.
And YouTube is, Google and YouTube, we love that we're on that platform, because they do an excellent job of monitoring and taking off inappropriate material and marking it for kids. And there's a brand new community guideline in YouTube, as a matter of fact, that if you have content for children,
you can
check
mark
a box,
that.
and if it's not for children, you uncheck that box, and that way it'll keep those kids away.
Right.
That's amazing. That's fantastic that they're willing to work with parents and people like that. And that's a great interaction. That they went home and looked you up and found you and wanted you to know that you made an impact.
Right. I was really blown away.
That is awesome.
Neat.
And oh Lord, okay, what do we have here? Oh, she just made a note to me that you have a re-release of The Lilac Princess coming up in 2020.
So not exactly like a redo of the book, but we are going to push out Lilac Princess all over again. That was my Hallmark book. It's about forgiveness and restoration, and really good message. I had a new book trailer made, which is not just pictures coming in and out, it's actually animated. So it's really awesome.
Cool.
Yep. And so and we have it in audiobook, and we have paperback and ebook. And so it's in all kinds of formats. So I wanted to kind of re-promote that, because there's a sequel that I'm going to be publishing next year called Dirk and the Dragon. And Dirk features in The Lilac Princess.
We talked about this idea when you first had it.
Yeah.
And
so I've written it. I'll just need to get it edited, and then we'll get it on published next year.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It is awesome. That will be number 10.
Yeah, that'll be number 10.
Number 10, guys. And again, if you guys haven't checked out Wanda Luthman, please hit the links below. Check out Wanda's work. We're going to give you a link to Sophia. We're also going to give you links to Wanda's author page, and you can find all of her books there. Check those out. That's my shut up card. We know what it means. So we're going to thank our partners and our friends at Krypton Radio, Hearts Helping Others of Central Florida, great group of Central Florida families helping other Central Florida families. It's a really great way to show that we're part of a community. Our great friends at Indie Originals and Space Coast Comics, as well as Famous Faces and Funnies, are our premier sponsor, and our great friend Josh Bauer at J. Bauer Art for all this fantastic art on the set this weekend. We have been hanging out with children's author Wanda Luthman. Check out her links down below, guys. In the meantime, stay logged on and stay tuned in to see who we're hanging with next. Awesome. Thank you so much, Wanda.
Thank
you so much.
you. This was awesome.
Always fun. Yes.
Yeah.